And moving on to the big news just coming in, shocking details emerge on the Gulbarga shootout. The CID police probe report reveals that Mallikarjun Bande was shot dead with a police service revolver. The service revolver belongs to PSI Murli. The revolver, according to the investigations, had fallen down during the encounter, and rowdy sheeter Munna picked up the revolver and shot at Bande. The bullet went through Munna's head and got lodged in the tube light. Finally, that report being given out and clearly stating that there was some lack of planning, and that is what led to this particular incident. However, it has revealed that Mallikarjun Bande was shot at with the police revolver. This was the suspicion even earlier, and now the CID probe report stating quite clearly that the revolver belonged to PSI Murli. It fell down during the course of the encounter. Munna, the rowdy sheeter with whom, of course, the cops were attacking, picked up that revolver and shot at Mallikarjun Bande, shot him right through his head, and that is how Mallikarjun Bande was killed. But the probe report once again pointing out that there was a severe lack of planning, and that at the end of the day, while everyone were pointing fingers at each other, it was Munna who killed Bande. However, using a police revolver, it is understood that PSI Murli, in all of that chaos during the course of the encounter, dropped his weapon, and at that point Munna picked up that particular revolver and shot at Mallikarjun Bande. The bullet went through Bande's head and even hit the tube light behind. And the CID report making it very clear that there was absolutely no coordination between Bande and the then IGP, that there was no proper planning. It was very spontaneous, and that is what led to all that confusion leading to Bande's death. But finally, the CID probe report coming out and announcing more than anything else that cops were innocent, while several names were being thrown about that it was the police in fact who had in fact created a conspiracy to kill Bande. It has now been revealed that it was rowdy sheeter Munna who had gone ahead and shot that and fired that particular bullet that led to Bande's death. However, it has been confirmed that the weapon from which it was fired was a police revolver, that it was during the course of the encounter that this particular weapon had fallen down from PSI Murli, and immediately soon after was shot by Munna. The bullet was later found in, of course, the tube light choke, and that's how the cops confirmed, the CID of course confirmed, that it was fired from a police revolver. They also went on to observe that there was a complete lack of planning, no coordination between Mallikarjun Bande as well as the then IGP Wazir Ahmed, who has of course been suspended after the incident took place. But of course, finally, some sort of information on exactly what took place in that Gulbarga shootout there. More than anything else, while there was a lot of talk that maybe the cops themselves were involved, maybe there was a conspiracy at hand, it is being said now that the CID, in fact, has dismissed that particular angle. But more than anything else, the cops will come under immense fire for having such an ill-planned operation, especially that of an encounter dealing with a rowdy sheeter like Munna. More than anything else, of course, it has also been confirmed that it was Munna who killed Bande, however, using a police service revolver. This, of course, has been confirmed by the CID probe report after they found the bullet lodged in the tube light choke. The bullet was fired by Munna. It went through Bande, hit him in the head, and soon after hit the tube light choke. And that is how the CID has finally concluded that it is using a police service revolver belonging to PSI Murli that led to Mallikarjun Bande's death. Well, we also understand that this particular incident took place during the course of the encounter amidst all that chaos due to a lack of planning more than anything else. It is said that PSI Murli had lost his weapon. Rowdy shooter Munna was quick to pick it up and immediately fired at Bande, and that is what led to his death. Well, we do understand that the CID found all these details after they found the bullet that killed Bande lodged in the tube-like choke right behind where he was supposedly standing during the encounter. But also the CID observing that there was a clear lack of planning. There was no coordination between Mallikarjun Bande and the then IGP Wazir Ahmed, who has been suspended ever since. But the Gulbarga shootout definitely created ripples across the state more than anything else. Several people had stated that it was a conspiracy by the cops themselves to in fact kill Mallikarjun Bande. And there were several questions stating that maybe the shootout was staged, but the CID report making it very clear that it was Munna who fired that particular shot, however using the weapon of a police inspector. But of course, this case was handed over to the CID after there were several talks that maybe the cops themselves were involved. In fact, Mallikarjun Bande's wife had gone ahead and stated that the IGP was responsible, and she even stated that the IGP used to harass Bande by transferring him often. And of course, more than anything else, several people have been stating that the IGP was involved. Wazir Ahmed did in fact stage a conspiracy, did stage a shootout to kill Bande. And one of them, in fact, was PSI Mallikarjun Bande's wife, Malama, who had gone ahead and stated that if Wazir Ahmed had not put a restriction on opening fire at Munna, her husband would not have lost his life. So CID going along the same lines, making it very clear that there is absolutely no sort of coordination between PSI Bande and the then IGP Wazir Ahmed. Also, of course, the wife of Bande went on to state that Bande was not wearing a bulletproof vest, but the IGP, in spite of all that, restricted him from opening fire at Munna, which is why several people pointed fingers at him, and they even went on to state that he had in fact staged the entire shootout. Amidst all this controversy, he did step down from the post, but now the CID naming him clearly, particularly saying that there was no coordination between the two. In fact, the public had been completely outraged by this incident. PSI Mallikarjun Bande was a local hero of sorts, and his death came as an absolute shock. Everyone called for justice, everyone called to find out the absolute truth, whether in fact it was Bande who had, I beg your pardon, whether it was in fact Munna who had shot at Bande, and whether in fact it was staged or not. But now, of course, it is being said that more than the CID report making it very clear that Munna was responsible for the death of Bande. However, that the cops had in fact absolutely no planning, and that to a great extent led to his death, considering that one of the officials present there, PSI Murli, had lost his revolver during the particular chaos that ensued, and Munna happened to pick it up and immediately shot at Mallikarjun Bande.